Thanks for coming out and packing this room. This is great. I appreciate it. COVID's over, but maybe we can start like a new variant tonight. It'd be great. This is the goal. All right, let's get into it. There's an old pedophile in my neighborhood. And weird start? Yeah. There's an old pedophile in my neighborhood, and I know this because I have a kid, and they're good friends. So you gotta know who your kids are hanging out with. He's here tonight. Gary? No. No. No, I know he's there because my wife did one of those sex offender, website searches because we don't want him to get sex offended. And she showed me the guy. He's 2 blocks away. And he looks scary. I mean, she showed me the picture. She's like, this is a problem because no one takes that picture like, that's, he was like, the rest of my life's really going to suck. This is bad. It's freshly caught, so. But I looked at the details, and he's 79 now. So let's not worry about it, because at that age, I don't really see him getting erections very easily anymore, There's got to come a day in every pedophile's life where he would see something he would like, and then he just realizes he feels nothing down there, and he's just, this is a bad day for me, but pretty good day for the local community, right? Preach. What an inappropriate thing. It's a strange man when a man loses his virility and also saves the town in the process. I don't know, maybe it's like the best moment of his life when he realizes he doesn't feel anything anymore and he's like, oh, thank God. Oh, it's finally over. I could just do something I wanted. I can travel, I could, and not just to Thailand. I hate Thailand. I'm sick of Thailand. I say I go for the food, but I don't like noodles, all right? I mostly eat little weenies. So, all right, we don't have to, we'll cut that part out. We'll cut it out. It's fine. I don't know. I'm recording this. Why? If it goes well, I'll release it, and then I'll quit comedy, and then if it goes poorly, I'll quit comedy and just drink on a porch somewhere. So. It's good to be in San Antonio. I grew up here, and I got a kid now, and I'm trying to teach the kid Spanish, which is very difficult because I don't know Spanish. I forgot it. Spanish was actually my first language because I used to be a Mexican, and I grew out of it. I don't know. Some of y'all seem to got stuck in the thing, but yeah, I grew out. I don't know. Just happened. But I want to feel close to my ethnicity through my son, so I want to teach him some words. And he's almost 2. He's speaking a lot. It's mostly English. He's only got one real Spanish word down, and it's he says for food, he says papas. Because my father's Mexican and his grandfather, and it's easy for a baby to say papas for food. And my wife was at a local pool with him recently, and there's a mixed crowd with a lot of Hispanic kids in the pool, and my son's very white, very pale, and my wife is just a tall, blonde, white lady, and she was just trying to get him out of the pool without causing a scene, without him flipping out, so she was like, all right, buddy, let's go get some papas. You want papas? And I saw like 3 or 4 little Mexican kids like pop out of the water. Like otters, like who said that? And they saw my white wife, and they're like, what does this white bitch know about papas? Like, that's our shit. Like I'm a little ashamed that I forgot and don't know any Spanish. Sometimes in my head I think I know it, but I had a moment where I was pretty ashamed. I was at a sandwich place, and the man making the sandwich was a Mexican dude. And I gave him my card, and my name on my card is Garza, and he saw it, and he was like, oh, ¿tú eres mexicano? I was like, yeah, yes. Yeah, I'm Mexican. And he was like, ¿habla español? And I don't, but I just wanted to feel as Mexican as possible with him in that moment. So I said, no, I don't speak Spanish. He was like, all right, well, here's your sandwich. Get out of here. I used to think Jesus was Mexican. Because I used to, when I was a kid, we went to this church on the west side, and it was a Hispanic congregation. And I remember the Jesus on the cross was clearly Mexican. He was brown. He had a beard, but a very prominent mustache. He was short. He was too short for the cross, almost like his arms were barely reaching the. They were like, Jesus, come on! I can't reach the nails. I can't. So it barely fit on the cross. And he was sad. He was like, oh, this hurts bad. Like, I don't want to be Jesus anymore. That was the vibe. That was my first Jesus. And then middle school, I went to a school with more white kids, and the church was a mostly white congregation, and the Jesus was hot, just a hot white McConaughey Jesus, just the abs, Pilates, just veins and muscles, and just like and this little tiny loincloth. It looks like they just hung it on his dick, just barely covering it. And his face was pain, but it was like a good pain. It was like, oh, this hurts good. And obviously, I mean, this is not, this Middle Eastern Jesus was not a white. This was some gay priest fantasy, It's like, this is what I want to worship. When I'm on my knees, I want to look at this. That's what it was. And that's fine. It just, it just seemed a little desperate to me. It was like, please love me, You don't have to listen to the thing. Just look at this. That's why I have a unique respect for Islam, because I don't know much about Islam, but but I do know that one of the major rules is there's no pictures or depictions of the Prophet Muhammad, which I like that. That's a respect. I like that he started the religion all right, I got some ideas, but don't put my face on this shit, because some of it's a little fucked up. So I don't want to hear. Don't come up to me. He's out at a bar. People are like, oh, Muhammad, 72 virgins. It's like, my wife's here. I can't. I don't need that shit. I do not want her to know that I made up the burqa thing, all right? That I can't just... I went to an all-black church once for a wedding, and they had a white Jesus. I guess it's just... I don't know. You order it from the factory and it just comes. But it was just me and two other white people, and just a whole hundreds of black people and white Jesus. And that Jesus, I felt like he was looking right at me. Everybody's my people, but get me out of here. If you walked in there with no context at all, no idea of religion or anything, and you just saw white Jesus and a congregation of black people, you would think they captured a white guy. It's like a reverse Klan thing. We got crack ass Jesus, and I'm probably gonna cut that from the album. Probably not gonna make. I don't know. I think the Jews are right. I think, I don't know. If any of the major religions are right, I think it's the Jews, because they're the only ones who just don't let anybody join, Christians are like, please let Jesus in your heart. Please testify. Come with me to church tomorrow. Muslims are, they'll kill you if you don't join. Not a handful. All right, I'm just generalizing. But Jews are like, you Jewish? No? Hey, have a nice day. They gotta know something special, right? They gotta be hiding something. I think we're gonna raise my kid Catholic, despite everything I just said. I don't know. I was raised Catholic, and when I grew up, I realized my parents didn't believe in that shit either. They were just. I was like, why'd you make me do it? It's just like, I don't know, it's just there, you know. That's how we were raised. We're not gonna like invent a whole new system of lies to raise you with, you know. You just go. That's why religion just carries on forever, because no one just wants to look their kid in the eye and be like, look, there's no point to this, all right? Just eat your vegetables so your mom will leave you alone. Like, I feel like that's pretty universal. There's probably some guy in like Syria or something, and he just had it with his kid. It's just at the last end of the rope, and he's just like, that's it. He's going to ISIS school, all right? I know I'm not in ISIS anymore, but I'm not doing a southern accent for the Syrian guy, but I draw the line at doing a Middle Eastern accent, I guess. I don't know. My parents have been hanging out with us a lot because we got the kid now, and it's the first time I've been with them for a considerable amount of time. And I realize it's mostly like my mom telling me stories. And my dad's like 70, he's tired, he's just asleep on the couch. But he'll wake up and he'll chime in just to tell me like who's gay in the story. Like, that's his input now. It's just, and my mom likes to tell me like kind of how my peers are doing a little bit better than me sometimes. Like she was like, remember Sylvia? Yeah, her son Paul, he's a cardiologist now. And my dad was like, he's a gay cardiologist. I feel like I'd be like, correct his homophobia, but it felt good. He's defending me a little bit. Like my mom's saying I should be a cardiologist. My dad's saying, look, cardiology's gay. All right, just don't. Yeah, I don't even think I think he's just trying to relate to me, because the last time we hung out for any amount of time really was like the late 90s. And so I was just calling everything gay back then. That's who I was, as a teenager. I remember watching the news with him, and it was just Iraq war coverage. And I was like, this is fucking gay. And he was just like, what? Like, so I think he's just trying to connect with me. But I've come a long way. We've all come a long way, Monkeypox is not gay. It's not. Anybody can get it. I had this talk with my wife this morning. Anybody can get it. No. I don't know. Who's still fucking monkeys? What's the deal? Do we learn nothing from AIDS? That's how AIDS started. Someone fucked a monkey. Here's my theory on monkeypox. I think someone got AIDS, and they were like, "Oh shit, I got AIDS." And then they're like, on the bright side, I can fuck monkeys now. It doesn't matter. That's not a homophobic joke, right? That's a straight man who just loves lady monkeys. All right. Nothing wrong with that joke. All right, we'll move on. My cousin gave me a gun, which is nice. The problem is he gave it to me in front of my wife. So he gave me a fight with my wife. That's what... I don't care about guns. I don't want it. It's fine. But I don't want her to tell me that I can't have it. So I got to fight for this thing I don't want. And I convinced her right now, we'll keep it in case of emergencies, If I ever need to emergency blow my brains out, I know it's there. That's why I've never had a gun, because I'm scared it'd just be something stupid. Like I get out of the shower and there's no clean towels. So fuck it. Ends now. Well, my cousin's a big gun guy. He's there's like 350 million guns in the country, and he's got about half of them in his house. In his house, it's like 2 miles from here, and he's got a big gun room. A lot of everything's there, and he's a paranoid guy. He's got like security cameras everywhere, but he's got a bar in there, a lot of tequila. It's pretty fun going to his house. And I was in there, we were drinking, and just seeing all the guns. He's like, put camera on. And it just felt like a lot. And I was like, man, okay, right, this is a lot. All right, this is a problem, I think, maybe. And he was like, I don't see how any of these guns hurt you. All right, I guess. But here's what they do, is they take away my there were no signs statement, you know? Like, if you ever do something crazy, I can't say there were no signs. You know? And I'm family. The press is going to come to my door. They're going to have cameras. And I'm not going to like, he's your cousin. Was there any signs? I'm like, no signs. We had no idea he was capable or had the firepower to murder. And then they had pictures of me. You have cameras here, so they're going to be like, just flash that on the news with my face. Just me playing air guitar in your AR-15 drunk. They're like, we got pictures of you. It's like, and then I just reached for the gun he gave me. I'm like, get out. There were no signs, you know. And I just, off it. That's what I was saying before I kill myself. There were no signs, and then okay, I didn't have to get that dark on it. Okay. Some of this is kind of dark. I think in every mass shooting, there's not every some mass shootings. There's probably one guy in the crowd who's also like a big gun fanatic, and maybe he feels a little conflicted. Like maybe. He's getting shot at. He's like, I don't want to get shot at, but just, like, you remember the Vegas shooting? That was a country western music concert. There's some gun guys in there. There's probably one guy hiding by the speaker, like, oh, this is pretty. I like the sound of this too. This is. I like the last song, but this is pretty badass. All right.